Hi, Pip. Ryan Brameyer from Vendée Globe headquarters here. How's it going today?
Hi Ryan, it's good. Yeah, the sun is out today, which is quite incredible.
Amazing. Here it's pouring rain. It's quite similar to weather that you'd be used to from England, I would say. And I envy you being down there in the bright sunshine. I can see you've got your tropical flair out today as well.
Well, every self-respecting ocean sailor goes everywhere with a parrot, don't they?
Yeah, I suppose they do. Sometimes on the shoulder, sometimes in the form of a blow-up doll, which is perfect for a Vendée Globe trip. I'm not sure the parrot would be too happy at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see the sun because it's been a tough night. I broke the tack line in the middle of the night, and I'm quite close to the ice limit, so had a bit of a job on to sort of get the bow down and get the tack replaced and everything before I made too many miles to the south. But it's all good now and the sun's out, so every day's a new day.
Well, I was going to ask you how you're holding up mentally and your morale and all that, but I think it's very obvious, huh?
Yeah, it's good. I think the last few days with the damage and people hitting things has been it's been a bit jangly on the nerves. Um, but I'm really happy to be out here and seem to be sort of dealing with every problem as it comes, and actually it's just I'm still loving the race. It's still good.
That's amazing. As the French say, "En mer de mont par jour," one problem per day. And I'm sure that you're not exempt from that, but it's nice to see that you're dealing with it without any trouble. Hey, I wanted to ask you. You were talking about jangling nerves and hitting things. Do you spend a bit of time talking to Didac, who seems to be quite close to you and close to the same speeds?
Yes, yeah. So Didac messaged me yesterday to let me know that he'd hit something, and yeah, it's actually it's really nice to have him there, and we keep in touch, and he's I mean it's amazing for me to have sort of a pace setter there as well. So yeah, I've got no intention of letting him go, that's for sure.
Having to push the boat to keep up with him, or do you guys go about the same speed?
No, I think Kingfisher is a quicker boat than this boat, and certainly in the bigger breeze, I am pushing hard, for sure, to keep up. And the biggest issue I have though is actually in sort of a moderate breeze range. This boat is still quite narrow in the beam. It just doesn't have righting moment. It doesn't have power, and I really struggle reaching in a moderate range. I can't hang on to him at all. Uh, so that means I have to work my guts out at either end. In the very light winds and the heavy breeze, I've got to put the hammer down. So yeah, I'm definitely running to keep up with him for sure.
It seems like you're doing a great job of it in any case. He's not getting away very easily. You guys are going to have quite decent weather, it seems like, for the next well, I don't know, 4 or 5 days or so anyway.
Yeah, that's great because I just got to the end of one job list, and as you say, the next job list is building itself quite nicely. So yeah, time to rebuild it all and then smash it all up again.
Wonderful. Yeah, it seems like there's this big low that's sort of behind you is slow moving and is going to give you quite nice northwesterlies, for the foreseeable future. In any case, which has got to be it's got to be nice because it's maybe a bit less changeable conditions.
Yeah, yeah, and actually that's been one of the things. Certainly with the first frontal system that came across, I pretty much exhausted myself just trying to keep up with the constant changes and trying to sort of keep up with the pace of everything. And so to have some stability and just get the boat into one mode and just tweak instead of change, that's going to be really good for me. And I'm just looking forward to just eating up some miles to the east, because I've looked at it and it turns out this Southern Ocean thing's quite big.
Yes, it is. Um, you're about almost exactly a third of the way done with your Vendée Globe at this stage. And do you find the route to be long, or do you find that it's going by reasonably quickly?
No, it's brilliant. I mean, it is just, I keep looking, I keep sort of, looking at all these markers. You've got so many different ways of working out how far in you are and stuff, and I keep being amazed by how quickly this has gone. I know that, but mentally, I know this next section is going to be the tough one. It's going to be the one that seems to drag on for sure. And one thing I've had to really adjust to is, because I lost one of my hydro generators, I need to keep all of my diesel now for power generation. And so the idea that I was going to have a nice warm cabin occasionally when it got really, really dank, that's off the agenda. So I just need to get used to being very cold and very wet for the next section, and we'll see how that goes. But so far, time is my friend.
You're a good English woman, so you should be all right with the cold in any case. No.
Just because I was born there doesn't mean I like it.
I know that have said exactly the same thing. How's the boat holding up? You seem to be holding up fine. Is everything okay? You say you have a job list, but is it a major list or little things?
No, it's little things in it, but it is. I'm hyper aware that any one of those little things could escalate to be a race stopping thing if I don't look after it. The boat is old. There are some really quirky things about it, and so I've got this list of jobs things that I need to look at every other day, and just faults I know I need to do of, and lashings I know I need to look at. And so, at the moment, I'm just literally just batting away all of these small jobs and just trying to keep the list to a manageable size. But the boat feels strong, and I'm so happy with, all of the work we did to make it just that little bit faster and more consistent in speed. It seems to be good. The only big thing that I'm managing is the power generation. But again, we seem to have that under control at the moment.
That's perfect. It sounds like you have things well in hand, which is a great thing. That's the first step to the Vendée Globe, is to have the boat under control, obviously, which is more than we can say a lot of times with an Emoca 60, obviously. But listen, the question everybody wants
Yeah,
to know: have you seen any whales?
no, and I'm actually really happy about that. Let's keep it that way, shall we?
Absolutely, absolutely. And how do you see the Southern Ocean going for you? You feel like it's going to be good for getting a bit of rest, since you're not in so much boat traffic anymore, and all that, or do you find yourself awake a lot more worrying about the boat?
Um, it's hard to know, really. I sort of, I'm really aware that I haven't, really had a taste of what it's going to be like in, big breeze, big waves for an extended period. We've just sort of had tiny little tasters so far of what it might look like. I mean, I think it'll be okay. I can't see that I'm going to get. I think I'll get used to the pace of things, and I'll be able to rest more. It's just a question of finding the right rhythm for me. At the moment, I'm not sure, because I just still don't know what the problem is. If you know what I mean, I haven't experienced it, so I don't know how it's going to be for me.